Hey guys, it's LjcRecovery, and today I want to focus on MAT, medical assistant treatment, and what MAT is, the different type of MATs, the difference in the structure, is it being sober, which one worked for me, and which one is the best to battle trank right now, and the fentanyl that is the very big pandemic of what we are facing today in the streets of Kensington and Philadelphia and a lot of other urban areas in the United States and Canada. But there's different kinds of MAT, and they are, they range from Suboxone to Subutex, Sublocade, Vivitrol, and Methadone. Now, Suboxone can be given in a film or a tablet, and the medical term for it is buprenorphine with naloxone in it. And naloxone is a medication that, lowers the risk of overdose, and it is one of the medications that you would find in Narcan, which is a medication that is used to bring back someone from a opiate overdose. Now, Subutex is buprenorphine as well, but without the naloxone in it. And the two major reasons why they, remove the naloxone from it is what I believe is when you have opiates in your system and you take Suboxone, it can trigger something what's called a precipitated withdrawal. And with a precipitated withdrawal, what that does is it puts you in, withdrawal like instantly and very, very harshly. And you get, you throw up, you get the stomach pains, you get the cold sweats, and it's a horrible experience. And being on Subutex, it doesn't put you in a precipitated withdrawal. Now, Sublocade is more like a Subutex, but it is in a shot form. So you get it once a month. It's shot into your abdomen, and you get the same thing as buprenorphine does. It stops like the cravings. It loads your brain receptors with a lot of buprenorphine, and they come in different forms of milligrams. I believe it's 300, 200, and 100. But being on Sublocade, it's once a month, and that's really all I could say about that. Now, Vivitrol was actually used more for alcohol, and it's a blocker, and it like stops your mind from craving and feeling the mind altering things that it does to your body. And people started to use that to battle opiates as well. And now methadone is a it's a mainly it comes in a liquid form. It's taken orally, and you usually go to what are called methadone clinics, and you can go every morning and get your daily dose, and it helps you with your cravings, and that can range from many different milligrams. Usually a starting dose is at 40, and they bring you up. With me, see, I liked methadone. That's the one that I'm on. And the reason why I liked methadone is because it brought back into my life a structure that I didn't have. I was so used to living my life without responsibilities and stuff. And being on methadone, going every month, and seeing my counselor every week, it gave me like a purpose, and it gave me a feeling that okay, I have to get up, I have to go get dosed. And usually when you get on a good amount of dosage and you're like on it every day for a consistent amount of time, it has a shelf life that will usually keep you well for about a day or two, 3 days, and with that, people still call it, heroin on handcuffs, because it makes you dependent on it. Now, this is like with any drug or any form of an addiction that you have. If you abuse it, it abuses you. So I learned, to stay on a very low dose. I went through detox, so there's no reason in me going on 200 plus milligrams. So I stood at 120, and I do not nod out. I don't go to sleep. I don't feel groggy on it or anything like that. So I'm very, very comfortable at my dose. And yes, if I don't take it in 2, 3 days, I start to feel sick. But mind you, I don't plan on being on methadone for the rest of my life. I am 6 months in my recovery. I still need something to battle the cravings. Even though I don't really have cravings, I don't sit down and wonder, hey, if I, use one more time, it'll, what would happen? Or I don't get those thoughts anymore. But I do know that I am not strong enough on my own, and I necessarily don't do it just for the medication. I do it because I see my counselor, I have a support team, and eventually when I wing myself off of methadone, I'm going to continue my therapy and stuff like that. Now, the best one that I believe will battle the tranquilizer is the methadone as well, because it also has a better, controlling thing when it comes to milligrams, because depending on how much you use, you can go higher and you can battle the amount of trank versus the amount of methadone that you use. Sublocade is also great. I was on Sublocade, but the thing about that, you need to be sober at first and need to be on it for a while for it to combat your cravings and stuff like that. But methadone is a very, very good medication to go to detox and get on immediately. But that's really just my opinions on what MAT is. If you guys have any more comments or questions, let me know in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and I will give you more information. Thank you guys.